All right, on this episode of Turnaround Talks, we're going to talk about the new album, we're going to answer your questions, and what is going on with Nike.
I'm an anxious boy. I'm anxious. Mama said one day I will be great, but lately I've been making mistakes. Oh yeah. I'm an anxious boy. I'm anxious. I'm just an anxious boy.
Hey, this is episode 1 of Turnaround Talks. I am Colton Everett Smith.
Travis Mabbitt.
I'm Brock Marcus.
And we are going to talk about stuff.
Lots of stuff.
I'm excited.
First off,
This is the first time.
yeah, how's everyone doing?
I'm a little nervous.
We just finished a music video, Got
Hands are
Alone,
sweaty. Yeah.
yesterday.
We did.
And we got all these mosquito bites on us, so if you see it through the camera, comment down below and say, yes, I see it.
Mm-hmm.
And share it and like it so we know you saw our mosquito bites. So we came out with a brand new album in June. Has it been that long?
I don't keep track of time like that.
Yeah, it released in June, yeah.
And we haven't released it on streaming sites yet, but this month we will be. So that's a cool thing.
Shout out to everybody that bought the physical.
Yeah, we love you guys,
Yeah,
and that's why
you're
we
the
didn't
best.
release it right away, because we wanted people that wanted it, you know.
By the way, I'll use this opportunity to do a plug. We're coming out with some new merch items in the fall. So, you know, I always say at the shows, you know, we've been together for like 10 years now, and none of us have received a paycheck. So, you know, when you buy a piece of our merch, it really helps us out. So,
What
keep
type
your
of
eyes
merch
open.
items?
Are coming out?
Yeah.
Well, we have the new Anxious shirt that hasn't been released online, and we've had a
Oh, yeah.
lot of positive feedback. It looks super dope.
I own one.
That's not online?
No, it's not online yet, so that's coming. That'll be new for all of our online people. And then we have the red logo shirt. The black one is the only one that's been on the store, and then we're going to be coming out with 2 other items. I don't know if you want me to.
Go
So
for
we're
it.
going to come out with a red beanie.
A red
It's gonna be
beanie.
pretty cool. And then we have a flat bill that we've been selling at our shows, but this one looks a little bit cooler. It's got like a red bill. It's a black hat, but it's got a red bill, and then like, you know, those little circles on the top of your hat, like
Yeah.
where they put like breathe holes or whatever.
Yeah.
Those are red.
Oh, really?
The breathe holes are red.
I have
cost
not
extra?
even seen that.
It's pretty cool.
I
ordered it with breathe
man,
holes.
he doesn't even say, hey, you think you're gonna like this? He just does it.
I mean, everybody wants breathe holes. I didn't think that was
I-
something. It's not a matter of opinion. That's just a fact of the
I
life.
think so, but I didn't know it was red.
Oh yeah.
I was like, whoa. I've
I
never
wanted you
seen
to
that.
notice.
I do now.
Yeah.
But-
Well, people will notice when you're wearing it. So make sure you keep your eyes out. That would really help us.
Mm.
I'm expecting we're going to sell out of everything.
You think so?
And we have a new website coming out too. It's going to be releasing. I don't know if it's going to be released by the time of this video, but go check it out.
Is there a new link to it?
There is. It's going to be, we have been turnaroundband.com, which will stay open till the end of October, I think it is. But we have a new link officially. It's turnaroundofficial.com.
Wow. I see what you
see.
did there.
Yeah.
It's very clever.
Check
Did you
that
stay
out.
up all night to write that?
I really did. I've been mulling this over for a while. Shower time, man.
Podcasts are hard.
Also, this chocolate milk. We did not get no
Dude,
chocolate
so
milk.
I've been like, I have this obsession with chocolate milk. Like, I don't know what kicked it off. And not to hit, like diss on Prairie Farms, but it's not my favorite. But it was the only thing Walmart had.
Is that Prairie Farms?
Yeah.
Do you like it?
Not really. It just kind of tastes
yeah.
like syrup, but it has high fructose. corn syrup.
Like chocolate syrup?
Yeah.
Like the old days you would?
Yeah.
Not the powder, but
Like I want that chocolate milk like Bob Evans has.
yeah.
That
Okay.
big stuff.
Why
Well,
don't you just buy the syrup?
Travis and I, we
I
didn't
don't
grow
like the
up.
syrup.
We had
And
to
it's
have
not
the syrup.
2%. It's like skim chocolate milk. So it's like
kinda
chocolate water.
Water, yeah. They need to fix that.
Yeah. So
But anyway.
I'm gonna change my shopping habits. I'm sorry, I kind of derailed you.
No, it's all good.
She asked.
But anyway, let's talk about this album. This new album that people have not heard yet for the most part. There's gonna be like 13 new tracks no one's ever heard of. Why did we want to do this album?
Do you take this first?
That's a pretty stout question of why do you want to do this album?
What's the purpose? I mean, we already have a bunch of music for people.
I mean, I don't even know when we started the process if our goal was to create an album or if it was just like to create
So-
better music.
Right. I mean, you make music because you're a band. I'm making music every day.
I like how you
because
randomly pulling this leave out.
it's just so uncomfortable.
I dig that better.
Anyway,
I do
that's what I
too.
think.
We're learning
Yeah.
as we go.
Well,
Episode 1.
This is us.
I'm making music anyway. It doesn't matter. Like, I don't need a reason. I just make music. Why did we make the album though? Again, I just answered that question, so let's cut this out. Let me try to figure out a way to answer the question. The point, I think, of the album ultimately became, I mean, we wrote about ourselves in the time, like we wrote about our real life experiences. And I think that honestly kind of ties into what I said before, like we always write, so we're just gonna write about what's real, and that's how I became anxious.
And I think for me looking at it, I think like our previous records, like I was working on the website today, and I had all the CDs out because I was uploading them to my computer because I don't apparently have them all on my computer. It's kind of shameful.
Well, it's not on streaming sites or
That's
anything,
right.
so we just have.
But I was uploading all of our old stuff, is what I'm saying.
Ah.
And I just got to like noticing how many CDs we have. Like, I never realized. I was like, oh my goodness, we are old.
9 years.
There was like
man.
5 CDs in front of me, and anyways, I think for me at least, looking back on those projects, I think they were really good for where we were at that time. But I had a personal hunger for being a lot more honest in our songs, songs that we would write about ourselves, like I don't know, that were just like very personal, that told a story instead of just like about a certain topic. Like I wanted to write about my struggles and not just about this generic good day concept. Not that those songs are bad, but it's just like I wanted an album that was honest, and I feel like we all were really honest on it.
I totally agree.
And I feel like musically we like really pushed our boundaries.
Yeah, we spent like 2 years on the record, and like we were like pushing like deadlines even further back
Yeah.
because it was supposed to be released like way sooner.
Well, a year sooner.
Well, yeah, but even like I think it's supposed to be released in, what was it?
Like May of the previous year.
Yeah, May.
Of last year.
So we had to like push it another month just to get it
Mm-hmm.
in June. So it was like constantly working and perfecting this album.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I think, and like honestly, this project is the first project that I feel like I have no regrets. Like that was my goal. It was like once this thing comes out, I don't want to regret not spending like enough time or not trying something like weird or like trying to push myself. Like I wanted it to be a release of like fresh air. Like I just let something out of myself. You know what I mean? Like I vented in the form of music. I just sounds so weird.
no, I think that's true though, because I feel like for me, like I don't talk a lot. So like I feel like if I'm going to express myself, I'm probably going to do it through music, lyrically, and all that type of stuff.
Especially
But,
because I feel like we're all super introverted, so it was kind of like a really hard.
and I think we like it more because when you are honest, it's like, well, this is my story. You know, like how am I supposed to be mad at it? I guess.
Yeah,
But,
it's true.
but why anxious?
I mean, I wish I had a more elaborate answer, but it was something that I struggled with a lot, especially in the last couple of years. I feel like anxiety has been a real struggle for me, and I think when I stopped and looked at Christian music and the industry, I realized that there weren't a lot of artists, if any artists, that were really addressing this problem, especially for our age group. And so I did it for 2 reasons. I did it because that was honestly like what was going on, and I wanted to write about my experiences. 2, when I talked to you guys, you in some form of fashion have dealt with similar things. And 3, not just because it was a niche, but like I said, like nobody else was talking about it, and so I felt like there was this need that we could fulfill, you know, to talk about something that needed to be talked about. When I started saying it in shows, like, you know, I mean, God only knows like what our music can do and what our words that we say at shows will do later on, but like, you know, I just get so sick of turning on the news and hearing of people that killed themselves or killed others because they didn't open up. You know, they were depressed or they were anxious and they went crazy because they didn't get help. And I think the biggest thing that Satan does when we have struggles is like, I don't know, I feel like I'm getting too deep on you, but it's like, I feel like the biggest thing that he does is make us feel like we're the only ones that feel a certain way or are going through a certain thing. And then what's interesting is when you like mention it to someone else, it's amazing like how many people are actually dealing with the same thing. Like you aren't alone, you aren't isolated. And I felt that way at the beginning of this project. Like I started talking about it to my other friends and to you guys, and it's like, oh my goodness, like I'm not the only one. Not only that, but there's a lot of other people that are struggling with this. So I don't know, it's just cool to like feel like you're answering something that hasn't been answered or something. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. What's kind of cool though is I feel like we haven't fully answered. Like we're still learning the process, and I'm excited for like new music even more, even though people haven't heard these songs yet. But to be like, what's going to be the follow-up to Anxious? Like, what is the answer?
I totally agree.
You know, what's the next journey for us?
And there's been like this whole, I feel like almost like narrative or story throughout the album, and you're exactly right, it doesn't really resolve. And I think that's cool, you know?
Sure.
So yeah, I'm excited for the future. I'm excited for, those of you that haven't heard the album, I'm so excited for you to hear it. Like,
I'm excited to go on Spotify and be like, let's listen to this.
I am too.
Even our photographer was like, hey man, like when I'm working on stuff, like it's not on Spotify, and so like I can't really listen to it, and I want to. And I was like, well, it's gonna be coming out. Shout out to Jay Evans Photography.
He's the best.
But anyway, we have Q&A questions that people have asked us.
right.
We haven't answered these in a long time. Like we did these videos like a while back, and so we're gonna answer these now. All right.
On Facebook, Kyle Hammond.
This guy's one of our biggest fans.
You should probably explain why you had that reaction.
Kyle.
You guys are good friends.
Yeah.
Kyle.
Safe to say I know Kyle Hammond.
Kyle is a good friend of Travis, and Travis is a good friend of Kyle. But anyway, he asks,
Have you considered adding someone to the band?
We got rid of somebody.
did we get rid of him or did they leave?
We didn't really get rid of anyone.
Joey Coons left us, and shout out. But anyway,
I think about it all the time.
adding people.
I wouldn't say I have concrete plans, and obviously that's a mutual decision, but personally.
I feel like we've just been busy and we haven't had enough time to just like lock it in. Like, I mean, the thought I feel like has always kind of been there.
Yeah.
And we've ran across some really talented people
Yeah.
that we've kind of had some conversations with, some light conversations with, but we're really busy,
Yeah.
you know, I think is the short of it.
I also feel like we've been a band.
Why,
from-
Kyle? You thinking about taking up an instrument?
Kyle,
You trying
send
to
us
find a
your
job?
audition tape. We want to see this. But anyway, I feel like because we've been a band for 9 years, it's like we kind of know each other. So it's like the whole, even like the anxious thing, like we need someone that's going to relate to that, or, you know, that kind of fits in. So it's hard to like say, yeah, just join, you know, because we've been doing this for a while, just us three.
Not even like, when you say a while, it's not even like we've been doing this like in an ego way. It's like, no, we literally have pretty much grown up with each other since we've been kids. So thinking about adding somebody to that dynamic,
They have to fit
honestly,
in
it's
a
kind
lot
of
of
scary
things.
because, I mean, we know each other really, really well. You know, we've went through a lot together. So it's like adding that dynamic. It's not just a musical thing. I think for us at this point, it's like they have to really go with our personality.
Yeah.
I've heard a lot of people use that like dating concept. You know, when they describe adding a member.
It's very true.
Yeah.
It's like when you're in it, you're in it. Like,
I see you as much as my wife, unfortunately.
it's true.
But
I love you, man.
it's all good.
What's the next question?
On Facebook, Andy Witten asks, will TA ever do a Michael Jackson cover?
We do.
We do? Oh yeah, we kind of do, I guess.
Closest we're
live?
probably ever going to
Live,
get.
yeah. Will we ever do a cover of a Michael Jackson song? Anything in the future?
I think we have a little bit of a surprise in the future.
Because I'm bad. That one?
But,
I will personally mail $20 to the first person who can tell us what song we actually do in the show.
That's true. It's kind of hidden.
You serious?
Yeah.
Here's the
$20,
$20,
y'all.
$20 if anybody can tell me what song.
Comment down below.
First person.
What song?
Eli, Ryan,
First person.
Just tell us.
people we know you don't count.
Easy money.
Just like to preface that.
And you'll also know Travis's address. So you'll get to
It'll
spend
be on
time
the
with him.
return label.
So, all right. But nothing in the future. As far
We
as
have
an
a
actual
little bit
cover.
of a surprise in the future, but I'm not going to go into what it is.
All right. They'll just have to find out, I
Find
guess.
out, yeah.
On Facebook, Joey Coons asks, when will you release more new music?
This month, we're releasing more music,
Listen,
Joey.
Joey Coons. I love you.
We're
You're a good
getting
man.
real. But anyway,
No, we've actually already started talking about like the next project.
yeah.
I mean, like, it's crazy. And this whole like podcast thing, I mean, if we want to go into issues, I feel like we don't do a great job at connecting with people online. And so this is like a huge effort to make sure that because like I love meeting people at shows. I love making those connections. But I don't feel like we've done a great job at like staying connected. So I'm excited about this podcast. Like, I think it's going to be a way for us to stay connected with people that we meet.
Mm-hmm.
And I really forget where I was going with that.
I think you were going with the fact of like, we're not good at communicating. So it's like, even though we're releasing new music this month, which has been around for a while, we're also starting to create a follower.
And what I was going to say is like, it really looked like, I feel like for a while now it's looked like we online that we haven't been doing anything, but it's like we've been really hard at work, and I'm so excited to start showing some of it.
Yeah. Cool.
So
All right.
On Facebook, Matthew Price asks, what's your favorite 90s jam?
We all grew up in the 90s.
California Love,
Is it California Love by Tupac?
the censored version.
Oh, the censored version. That's a good one. Can we play that right now? Just remind myself right now that we're gonna play a little bit of that California Love.
ooh.
It's a good one. Let's have a party.
You think you can get that on later, Steve?
California.
No, what my favorite song is like this.
Man, I think I'm gonna have to go kind of grunge. I know we're not grunge, but I love like the drums and
We all
like,
went through that phase.
smells. No, I still like it. Smells like Teen Spirit. 90. What was it? 91. Probably. Just that. Let's play that. Probably. Well, it's one of my favorites for sure. One that I can think.
I have no idea.
Well, let's preface this.
All right. Anything?
It just scared me. I can't on camera.
Okay. Anyway,
I don't even know.
you don't even know, man. Kind of think
Who
of
were you
your-
listening to in the 90s?
Yeah,
That's
man.
like 10 years, like,
You got this, bro. Wait, hold on.
Let me take you
Okay,
back.
I
Wait,
remember-
wait.
He knows. He got it.
what? Go ahead, Travis.
Let me take you into Brock's childhood. I'm gonna do this gently. So imagine if with me, if you will, you have a radio. It plays 5 radio stations. It's all you've ever heard your entire life. That was Brock the entire 90s. So
I feel like that was a lot of us, though.
Yeah.
Before the internet, like,
Man, I didn't
I was
hate
like,
this.
whoa, I had no idea what this is or who this was. If it was on the radio, then I kind of knew it. But
speak for yourselves, gentlemen.
this guy
So,
had
I will
internet
tell
in the
you-
90s.
I'll tell you, this is kind of embarrassing, but like my first, I feel like there was several like aha moments musically, like songs I heard, you know what I'm talking about, where like
Okay.
you hear it and you're just like, it changes
You don't know what it is, but you're like, whoa.
What is that?
Yeah.
It's like something new and fresh.
What was it?
Britney Spears.
Which
I heard her
song?
on the school bus.
Which
Makes
song?
perfect sense.
Hit Me Baby One More Time?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
Let's
that's
play a little
what
bit
it
of
was.
that. All right, that's enough of that.
Who produced that?
Anyway,
Was that Max Martin?
I don't listen to it
Anybody?
to this day.
if anyone knows or can tell us, comment down below who produced that. Please.
Shout out to Max Martin.
Is that your favorite producer?
Nah, but I mean, he's on the list.
Hey,
For
who
sure.
is your favorite producer? This isn't a question. This is what I want to know.
You can say
I've never really worked with a producer. I just know him from afar. So I don't know. There's lots of producers.
Shameful.
All right, we got one question from Instagram. This is our last one of the day.
Like it.
He doesn't like the
Go ahead.
chocolate milk. Sorry. Anyway,
On Instagram, @CrystalDaily asks, When are you going to perform in Ohio again?
Do we have any dates for Ohio?
No, not yet, but I'm sure we'll be back. We've had a lot of like.
We played a lot in the summer
Yeah.
in Ohio.
Ohio's sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to Crystal. Thanks for watching our stuff.
Nothing in the future though, sorry. But anyway, super excited for the next round of questions. Sorry, Okay, we're gonna talk about Nike. Anyone's heard this Nike thing? I just read up it.
When did this come out? Was this
today?
Okay.
So there's this hashtag called Boycott Nike. And what's happened is they're using Colin Kaepernick as the new face of Just Do It, the ad campaign, which basically is just people who are struggling, I guess is what they're using. And so people are getting mad at this because this is the guy that like kneeled down during the flag or whatever, and they've lost about $4 billion market cap because of it just today. And like people are like destroying their Nikes, they're taking the swoop off their shoes and all that stuff. What are your guys' thoughts on
So
that?
can you go back? I guess I'm a little confused. Like, what was he saying?
Basically, go for it. I'll get it back.
You're talking to musicians, which in our world means not sports fans, but I wasn't aware that Colin Kaepernick was this universally hated. I mean, I know a lot of people didn't agree with the kneeling.
Is he Christian?
Kind of.
I don't think so.
So what was the deal? What was it?
Because the reason he's kneeling is because of, what was it?
Black Lives Matter.
Black Lives Matter. Black people are being getting killed by police and whatnot and stuff.
Yeah.
And that's kind of his thing, but people are saying you're
Somebody fact check
disrespecting
that before we post this.
fact check that. Anyway, you're basically, people are thinking because you're kneeling, you're disrespecting the flag. So there's this people of like that don't agree with that because you should stand up for the flag and the freedom you have, blah blah blah. But
so they're mad because he's been kneeling and now he's representing them.
Yeah, and now Nike is like, but then they're like, well, Nike, you're talking about people struggling and whatnot, but who's building your shoes and stuff? That sort of thing.
Okay, I see. So it's.
But anyway,
are viewing it as hypocrisy toward
a little bit,
Nike's
and
part.
and then there's people that just don't like them.
Okay, so they're burning their shoes.
Stuff like that. Would you burn your shoes?
No.
Look,
Me neither.
you're not gonna ultimately hurt them.
Yeah. But the thing is, you're also buying shoes and then destroying them.
Well, that's the thing too. I love my Nikes. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't buy the Nikes because I looked up their political stance before. I thought they looked cool.
Yeah.
I bought
But
them.
one thing I don't like is they're using him to try and sell shoes.
I just think what's
I feel
weird-
like the whole idea
That
of
doesn't
like,
bother me.
I just think what's weird is I feel like every company now like has some kind of like political stance.
that's what I mean. Like they're using it as a
can't
sales
just-
pitch,
it can't
and not
just
like an
be-
actual like we actually care about this. This is just we just want
Like
to
for
sell more
me,
shoes.
I feel like I don't look that far into it. Like they make good shoes. Like
Yeah,
it feels good on my feet. I don't like. I'm not saying that the issue isn't important or even that we shouldn't talk about it, but it's just like
The fact that they took a political stance is a turn on.
yeah.
like I just like why. I don't know. Like I feel like
For Nike or for the consumer, or both.
For me personally, the
Yeah.
fact that they
That Nike would do that.
to take a political stance, I like. Yeah, it's a turn on.
I think yeah.
That's the short of it.
I just think just sell good shoes. You have good shoes. You don't need to. But anyway.
yeah, like I've never and I can't honestly say I've ever been attracted to a certain brand because of like one person or you know what I mean, like brands that
Yeah.
market like one person. Like I generally like products because of how good the product is.
Exactly. Like, let a product be a product. Don't make them.
Like a piece of gear.
Yeah.
Like if we saw in Sweetwater, like I feel like we all do this, and a lot of musicians do this. Like we live on Sweetwater's website, and we look up a lot of new gear. Like I love scents, and like I hope at some point in time during these podcasts I get to show like some of my favorite ones. But it's like when I'm looking at new pieces of gear, I want to hear what it does. I want to know what it can bring to the table as far as rideability, playability, what it can do for our shows. I want to know what it can do for me.
Not once
like what
did
it can
cross your
benefit
mind
for
if
me.
that keyboard was racist, did it?
Well, what I was going to say, yeah, but what I was going to say is like I never look up who uses that. Like, I don't care who uses that piece of gear. Like, all I care about is if it's gonna work for me.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm just weird. I feel like I don't.
So the moral of the story is, just
Market
because
your
you
product.
wear Nike doesn't mean you're a bad person, doesn't mean you're a good person. It means you just like the shoe.
Yeah, and I mean, I have super flat feet. And
There
a
you
lot
go,
of
man.
and a lot of like shoes have a huge arch in them and they hurt my feet. So like, and Nike consistently like feels great on my feet. So that's usually the shoes I go towards.
Yeah.
It's just like, I don't know. These times are weird, man.
And also
It just seems
people are
like the
thinking that
generation
this is a waste. Like you could just be giving your shoes to people that don't have shoes, you know, or
Yeah, I mean, exactly.
stuff like that. So like, why not? If you really don't want them,
Well, and that,
give them the
yeah,
someone
and
that
I
needs
think
them.
I think that opens up a whole new can of worms because it's
Mhm.
like for me, can we not just have discussions
Mhm.
if we disagree? Like, why do we have to tear stuff up and
Yeah.
beat people up? Like, why can't we just talk about stuff?
Yeah.
You know, and I think you just opened up a great thing. Is like, there's people around the world that would die to just have your old pair of shoes, you know, but you got to use those pair of shoes as a political statement, and you know, video yourself burning them and ripping them apart. It just, honestly, and I don't want to get too like involved in this, but it kind of seems immature to me, you know. If you want to diss Nike, just don't buy their shoes. But it's like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like we spend so much time on stuff that's like,
You could be helping someone
Yeah,
else
exactly.
instead of it's all about me.
it's not about me.
Yeah.
You know, it's not about me. It's about helping other people.
Sweet.
That's my thought.
Well, that wraps today's episode of Turnaround Talks, episode
Fun.
1. Thanks for watching. Tune in next time.
I'm just